Это уже получается у меня третья миссия. Вот не сначала. Для Талча специально транслирует, пока он не спит. Так, настройки. Так. Ты меня хорошо слышишь, Карипаев? Это уже, короче, третье дело. Да, по-моему, третье или четвертое. Вот, мне, короче, в хату бомбу закинули. Вот я ее обезвредил, сейчас будем расследовать, кто ее кинул. Так, этого чувака мне напросился, короче, хочет, это, короче, актер. Он хочет меня в театре сыграть, поэтому он со мной ходит, типа, все смотрит, как я делаю.
Who tried to kill me, Mr. Holmes?
Ну, он высокого мнения о себе, видишь, он думал, что-то его убили. Вот бомба, я обезвредил, мне в окно ее кинули. Вот это моя собака.
Good job, Toby.
Тоби. Так. Так, ну... Нам куртку пацанчик принес того чувака, который закинул бомбу. Там кое-что выяснили. Так, найдите того, кто устроил покушение на вашу жизнь. Так. Нож с инициалами в куртке был ИТ. Худой, примерно 5 футов 5 дюймов. Черного волоса у него была заячья губа. Историческая песня, которая появилась, когда американцы восстали против английского. Секретное место встречи. Зеленый дракон. Так, ну-ка. Ага, песня. Песня.
That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need.
Что за песня? Так, на карте может найдется что-нибудь.
A map of London and its surroundings.
Нет.
Could be useful.
Это типа спецспособность у него. Такс. Надо, короче, найти зеленый дракон. Что за херня, короче. Да.
That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need.
Песня. В каком году там историческая песня, которая появилась, когда американцы восстали против англичан? В каком году это было-то? 1800 лохматом.
That's not the one I need. not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need.
В каком году это было?
That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need.
Так, в каком году американцы восстали против английского господства? Гражданская война, когда что ли была или что? Нет, тут нет такого. Может, что-нибудь найду. Матросом переоденусь. Моряк. Пойдем. Еще раз. Найдите того, кто устроил покушение на вашу жизнь. Сами приезжает к вам. Так, пока только на Бейкер-стрит. Больше никуда нельзя.
Thanks to Wild, my analysis table has been completely destroyed.
Стол уничтожен. Может, улицу выбежать, посмотреть, может, там улики какие-нибудь есть. О! Здравствуй, в жопу нового застрял бы. А, еще детективный метод есть. Это типа дедукция, короче, он всякие эти факты сопоставляет. Слово великого нападавшего. Сложно случайно. Писец. Помогите!
Good job, Toby.
Да, главное меню выходим. Ну-ка, еще раз загрузимся. Спартаки. Ага, блядь, тут же, блядь, стартовал, заебись. Ваши мысли по этому поводу? Как отсюда выйти, блядь? Крипаев. Он не прыгает, только бегает. В окно выкинешься нахрен. Короче, что за хрень? Сначала начать. А, это получается третье дело. Да, сначала, короче. Да, что там живой вообще нет? Скажи что-нибудь.
Mr. Orson Wilde is here, and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre. And he's visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No, not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
Miss Alice has visitors at night. I don't think it would be appropriate.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, just you stop that now. I think that I would know if that were the case.
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
I can't believe it! The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me! I'm sure that our two brains will...
Brains.
Короче, что твой следующий, типа. Первое впечатление. Шарф следует в моде. Пендрежник.
Mr. Wilde, your room.
Charming. This is such a fascinating city.
We need to talk.
I'd rather not. You're going to be angry again. Goodbye, Mr. Wilde.
Is it 5 o'clock already? I think I might go and ask Mrs. Hudson for some tea.
Больше сведений. Пойдем в его комнату.
Oh, Wilde's already making himself at home. Wilde truly has a perfect disguise kit. Do actors really need all this? This must be grease paint.
Грим. Пудра. Точно.
Face powder of an excellent quality.
Кисточка. Что, крутить ее? Что-то есть.
I use the same brushes for makeup.
I forgot my hat. Father?
I'm just checking,
You've got something on your face. Is it makeup?
it might be.
Да,
Practicing
я
my
голубой.
disguises, you know me. No, don't touch that!
Ah, Mrs. Hudson, with our tea.
Not quite. We have a visitor. However, the lady is not so much angry as perplexed.
Good day to you, gentlemen. My name is Mary Sutherland. I have come to you, Mr.
Why the haste, Miss Sutherland?
Mr. Hosmer Angel has disappeared, and my father, Mr. Winterbank, will do nothing. It makes me so angry.
Mr. Windybank is your stepfather, surely, since the name is different?
Well, indeed, I call him father, although he is barely older than myself.
And your mother is alive?
Oh, yes. Although I wasn't best pleased when she married again, and so soon after father's death, and to a man so much younger than herself.
What is your connection with Mr. Hosmer Angel?
I met him at the gasfitters' ball. Mr. Winterbank did not wish for me and mother to attend. He never did wish us to go anywhere, but this time I was quite set on it. Fortunately, he left for France upon some business, and so didn't have any say in it. And I met Mr. Angel that night. We met again after that and would take walks together. But then father returned, and we could no longer meet.
Why was your stepfather against your going anywhere?
Well, he didn't like anything of that sort. He used to say that a woman should be happy in her own family circle.
Did Mr. Hosmer Angel make no attempt to see you?
Well, father was going off again in a week. And Hosmer wrote and said that it would be better for us not to see each other until father had gone. After that, he stopped writing.
Were you engaged?
Oh yes, Mr. Holmes. Right after the first walk that we took.
Do you have your own income?
I do, from an inheritance. It was left to me by my Uncle Ned in Auckland.
Then you have all that you could wish for, naturally.
Well, I live at home and don't wish to be a burden to my family, so they have the use of the money.
Where does Mr. Angel live?
I don't know exactly. I address all of his letters to the Leadenhall Street Post Office for collection.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about Mr. Angel?
He is a very shy man. He would rather walk with me in the evening, so as to be discreet. I put a missing persons notice in last Saturday's Chronicle. Here's a copy, and a letter from him.
Haha, a love letter. Yes, I see. As I anticipated, this validates my deductions perfectly.
What deductions, Mr.
Mr. Wilde. Holmes, tell her.
Dicks.
This is strange. The love letter is typewritten. Good quality paper, quite smooth. We had a wonderful time together, didn't we, while your father was in France? I'm waiting for the moment when your stepfather leaves once more. Miss Sutherland only met with Hosmer Angel while the stepfather... Hosmer Angel decided not to leave his signature. Fairly common ink, nothing special. Let's study this letter more closely. There are some letters with typographical defects. Miss Sutherland, do you have any other letters from Mr. Angel?
Unfortunately not. But I brought my father's letter from Paris. Here it is.
The stepfather's letter is also typewritten. Quite common paper with a light yellow tint. Fairly common ink, nothing special. I hope that you'll be an obedient girl. Take my advice, stay at home. Miss Sutherland's stepfather's signature. The stepfather is trying to keep the daughter at home. Let's study this letter more closely. There are some letters with typographical defects. Both letters have typographical defects. They merit further attention. This letter has a defect. There's the same letter with the same defect in both instances. One more letter with a defect. Another letter match with the same defects. One more letter with a defect. Another letter match with the same defects. So, based on the specific defects, we could say that these letters were composed on the same typewriter.
скажем правду.
You should try to let Mr. Hosmer Angel vanish from your memory, as he has done from your life.
Then you don't think I'll see him again?
I fear not.
Then what has happened to him?
It doesn't matter. He has left and he will never come back. There is nothing you can do.
Oh, Mr. Holmes. No, I cannot forget him. I shall be true to Hosmer. I shall wait for him. Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Holmes! Could have been more diplomatic.